Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something you've probably been hearing a lot about lately, ChatGPT. If you're a little curious but also feel like technology is just moving way too fast, don't worry, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break it all down nice and simple.
So here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll ask, what even is AI? Then we'll properly meet ChatGPT and look at some real, everyday things you can use it for. After that, I'll show you just how easy it is to get started, how to stay safe, and then, well, then it's your turn to explore.
All right, so let's talk about this term you're hearing everywhere, artificial intelligence, or AI. It sounds kind of big, maybe a little intimidating, like something from a sci-fi movie, but I promise you it's a lot more down to earth than you might think.
Think of it like this. Remember when microwaves were new? Or when sending an email felt like a brand new skill we all had to learn? Well, AI assistants like ChatGPT are really just the next tool in the toolbox, something designed to make our lives a little bit easier.
And the wild thing is, most of us are already using AI every single day, and we don't even realize it. It's the technology that helps your bank spot a strange charge on your card, and it's working quietly behind the scenes on so many of the websites we already use. So it's not some far-off future thing. It's here, right now.
Okay, so let's zoom in on one specific AI tool you can actually use right now, ChatGPT. The best way to think of it, it's like having your own personal digital assistant, ready to help out.
So what is it, really? Honestly, it's a program you talk to by typing. You type in a question, you ask it to do something, and it types a response right back to you on the screen. That's it. It's kind of like having a super smart pen pal who knows about, well, pretty much everything.
And the real magic here is that it uses what's called natural language. All that means is you don't need to know any fancy computer code. You can just type to it the same way you type an email to a friend, and it understands you. It talks back in plain, simple English.
So you might be thinking, wait, how is this any different from just using Google? And that's a great question. When you search on Google, you get a long list of websites, right? And you have to click on them and read through everything to find your answer. ChatGPT is different. It takes your question and just gives you one direct answer, all written out for you. It kind of does the research part for you.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's move away from the what is it and get to the what can it do for me. Let's look at some really practical, everyday things you could use this for. First up, connecting with people. You ever stare at a blank thank you card and just can't find the right words? We've all been there. You can ask ChatGPT to help you draft a heartfelt note, or maybe come up with a funny birthday message for your grandson. It's even great for getting ideas on how to phrase a tricky email you need to send. And it's a lifesaver around the house. You could literally type, "I have some chicken, broccoli, and rice. What can I make for dinner?" And boom, you've got a recipe. Or you can ask it for tips on how to get a coffee stain out of the carpet, or even just find the lyrics to that song that's been stuck in your head all day. And maybe my favorite part, it's a fantastic tool for just being curious. You can ask it to explain something complicated, like how Medicare works, but in really simple, easy-to-understand terms. You can ask it any question you've ever wondered about, from why the sky is blue to how to start a new garden. Oh, and you can even ask it to tell you a joke. All right, so you've seen what it can do. Feeling a little curious to try it out for yourself? I promise you, getting started is way more straightforward than you might think. It's really just 4 little steps. First, you just open up your internet browser, like Chrome or Safari. Second, up in that address bar at the very top, you type in chat.openai.com. Third, it'll ask you to create a free account. You just need your email. And last, you'll see a box at the bottom. You just type your question in there and hit enter. That's really it. Honestly, the main takeaway is this. If you already know how to send an email, or if you know how to search for something on Google, then you already have all the skills you need to use ChatGPT. It really is that simple. Now, like with anything new on the internet, it's smart to talk about safety. The idea here isn't to be afraid, it's just to be aware. And there are really just a couple of simple rules to always keep in mind. Rule number 1 is the big one, the most important one to remember. Treat your chats like they're in a public place. You should never, ever type in sensitive personal information. We're talking about your address, your bank account details, any passwords. Just keep all that private stuff private. And rule number 2 is just as important. Think of ChatGPT as a super smart encyclopedia, but not a certified expert. It knows a lot, but it's not always perfect. So for really important stuff like medical advice or financial questions, use it as a starting point, but always double-check that information with a professional you trust, like your doctor. Okay, one final really important point on safety.
scams. Unfortunately, some people are using this kind of technology to create fake voices or messages that sound incredibly real. So if you ever get a frantic, unexpected call from a loved one who's in trouble and needs money right away, the absolute safest thing to do is hang up. Just hang up, and then you call them back on the phone number you know is theirs. A great little trick is to ask a personal question that only the real person would know the answer to. Something like, "What's the name of our first dog?"
So there you have it. We've kind of pulled back the curtain on what AI is, we've seen how ChatGPT works, and we know how to use it safely. At the end of the day, just remember, it's a tool. It's a new tool that can help you connect with people, get quick answers to things, and just explore your own curiosity about the world.
Which really just leaves one last thing. Now, it's your turn. So think about it for a second. That recipe you wanted to try, that question you've always had, that email you needed to write, what are you going to ask first?